Hey, welcome back. Today we're doing an L-track install in the bed of our F-250 here. Thomas is going to show you how it's done.
In case you are unfamiliar with L-track, this is an extrusion that has been used extensively in airplanes for years. It is a versatile mounting platform and is extremely rigid when mounted down properly. For this install, we recommend using cross nuts. We carry these as well as the install tool on our website, and we will go over these a little bit later in the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tool list here. You're going to need a drill, a tape measure, a 3/16 drill bit. If you're using our cross nuts, you're going to want a 3/8 drill bit. For our cross nut install tool, which will come with your cross nuts, you're going to want a 1/2-inch wrench and a 5mm Allen key. You're also going to need a center punch and a hammer, as well as a marker. And if you're using our M6 hardware that comes with our cross nuts, you'll want a 4mm Allen key. Step 1 of the install, you're going to want to make sure that you mock up your bikes in the back of your truck. You want to make sure you leave enough clearance behind the bike, as well as enough clearance in front so that you can close the tailgate and the camper shell if you have one. You do want to make sure that you set your L-track back far enough so that the bars will not hit your tailgate. Now that we've mocked up the bikes and we know where we want the track to be, we're going to take some measurements here to make sure that we center the track in the back of the bed. We're also going to take some measurements to see how far back we have set the track and make sure that we set it back evenly. We want to take note of these measurements because we're going to want to make sure that we get the track even on both sides, even after we've moved it during install. Now that we've got our L-track measured in place, we're going to use our marker to mark the center point of the holes of our L-track on either end. Using your center punch and hammer, center punch one of your marks. Using the 3/16 drill bit, we're going to drill the first of our holes. Now this is important, only drill one side at this point. Do not drill the other side even though we marked it. Using the 3/8 drill bit, we're going to step that hole up so that it's large enough to accept our cross nut. Next, you're going to insert the cross nut into this hole. Using a 1/2-inch wrench and a 5mm Allen key, you're going to want to tighten up this cross nut until it is completely snug in the truck bed. We recommend using cross nuts because they flare out at the back, much more similar to a drywall screw, providing a higher pull-out force resulting in a much more securely mounted piece of L-track. Next, you will remove the cross nut setting tool, leaving the cross nut installed in the bed. You'll want to make sure that this is mounted securely and does not rattle at all. Installing our L-track back in place, we're going to use an M6 countersunk bolt to tighten down one side. Don't make this too tight because you will want to be able to swing the L-track back and forth. You'll see here, this is why we said not to drill both sides. The L-track can sometimes walk after drilling your first hole, so you're going to want to make sure that you center punch your new center of this hole, as well as measuring both ends to make sure that your L-track is still parallel with your bed. Here we're going to use the center punch and mark the new center of our hole. With the new hole center punched, we're going to use our 3/16 drill, and we're going to drill all the way through the center of this L-track. Sliding the L-track out of the way, we're going to use the 3/8 drill now to step up this hole to accept our cross nut. Repeating the previous steps, we're going to put the cross nut tool back in the new cross nut, and we're going to install it in our cross nut hole. Sometimes you may need to encourage the cross nut in with the hammer. That's pretty normal. You do want these to be a pretty snug fit. Using the 1/2-inch wrench and the 5mm Allen key again, we're going to install this cross nut just like before. Now that this second cross nut is installed, we can slide our L-track back over and secure it down with an M6 countersunk bolt. You may now repeat these steps to install cross nuts at the rest of your L-track's mounting locations. We strongly advise that you install one cross nut at a time rather than marking and drilling all your holes at once. This will help to avoid cross nuts from becoming misaligned.
And just like that, we have our L-track installed cleanly and securely. We have 2 bikes loaded up on our fork mounts, just in time for the weekend. If you guys have any comments or questions about this build, comment below, or go ahead and send us an email, and we'll see you on the next one.